Hey Flosstube, it's Elisa with E Crafting in Colorado. Today's August 4th, 2023, and if you are visiting me today, you are here to celebrate my 2-year Flosstube anniversary. It's been great these last 2 years of doing Flosstube and sharing my projects with you. If you're new to my channel, my name is Elisa, pronounced Lisa. No one can ever pronounce it right, so friends and family call me E. So that's why my channel name is E Crafting in Colorado. This is primarily a channel on cross stitch, mostly full coverage projects, with a few small ones here and there. Hayes off Etsy sellers, and quite a few dimensions kits, and maybe a few other kits, and patterns too. But just a quick synopsis of what has happened in the last year since my last WIP parade. Over the course of 2022 to 2023, I worked on 36 projects. That's a lot, considering when I first started Flosstube, I had 12. So I've tripled in projects. Granted, some of those were very small, some, not many, but some. Over the last year, I started 20 new projects, but I did finish 13 of those 36 projects that I worked on. And one major one that I finished is right here, which I will show you in a little more detail here shortly. That is Birds in Bloom by Amy Stewart, a Heaven and Earth design piece. So why don't we just go ahead and start with this. I wanted to bring this down to showcase this. I wasn't going to show you up close and personal because it's heavy, it's bulky, and I spent a little money on getting it framed. So I will insert a video here on showing you up close and personal and where it's hanging on the wall. So let's insert that video here. Okay, here's the final, or the finale on Birds in Bloom. You're looking at it from a distance. It's on this maroon wall, and let me just kind of show you. Let me come down here. See this hunter green matting? It really pulled in nicely the colors. See, right in here, it really pulled it in nicely, and then toned down the pinks and the purples. Sorry for that glare. I've got a bay window behind me, but it really just toned down the pinks and purples, and then on that maroon wall, it brings out the reds, which is exactly what I wanted. So here it is again. I'm just gonna kind of do a quick, yep. And when I went to take this in, the gal at Hobby Lobby said that the one who is going to frame this is also a stitcher, so she knew exactly what needed to be done. So all right, well, somebody must be here because the dog is barking. So back to the video. Thanks. All right, so let's go into this WIP parade. Hope you liked seeing the Birds in Bloom finish. I was real happy with the framers who finished that. But let's go ahead and go into this WIP parade. I should say before I start, the last few months, let's say starting in May, I did a mini May instead of mania, like a lot of floss or a lot of stitchers do. And I primarily worked on little projects. Then came the end of May. I was ready to start back into my normal rotation, and I had a surprise in the mail, and that was a kit for a class from Hands-On Design. And I was really excited about that, and I will share that here with you in a moment. So I had all of May doing smalls, then I received this kit for Hands-On Design, and I had to stitch that up because the class was the end of July. So I essentially had like 6 weeks to get all the stitching done for that class. So I had May, June, and most of July all on projects that were small or not in my rotation. And I have really come to find out that I like full coverage projects. These small ones are fun, but I love full coverage. Full coverage is truly where my heart's at. And I've just been itching to get back to these, and I've been feeling a little overwhelmed with all of the stitching that I have. And I'm, and in 3 months or 1/4 of a year, I got no process or progress done on these. So I kind of sorted these projects out. These first set of projects are pieces that are going to remain as WIPs. I am just going to kind of put them on hold or on the back burner for a little while. I watched Cross Stitch and Chill. Jamie, I think her name is Jamie. And I also watched the Keystone Stitcher, and both of them recently kind of did an evaluation of their projects. And what do you want to see primarily out of all of these WIPs? What do you want? Do you want to just work on a bunch of them, or do you want to see an end result? Personally, I like to see an end result once in a while. Yes, I like working on these, but a finish is nice too. So that's where I've got them sorted. This will be the last time you see some of these for a little while until I get some of these others done. So, little disclaimer there. Okay, and they're in no sort of order, none at all. I just threw them in a basket, and here we go. Okay, hop on for the WIP parade. This first project is a Dimensions Gold, My Little Sunshine, and the designer is Jean Monty. This cute little girl, she just reminds me of my daughter when she was this age, and she was a cute little munchkin back then. And here I'm already dropping stuff, darn it. But here we are on this project. So this is the top of the piece. And then we've got a little bit of her hat and some of the flowers. So this is not one that's ever going to be a priority in my rotation, or not for a little while, I should say. I just want it done at some time. That's all. So, My Little Sunshine by Dimensions Gold. Okay. This next one. I did want to finish it this year. And things have kind of changed with my thought process in stitching this. I started this piece. It's Swinging Girl by Stitching Moon. Stitching Moon Designs. She's a Flosstuber and on Etsy. She gave several Flosstubers free patterns to promote her channel, and I really wanted to do this for her and have it done. I started this right after my father passed away, because this just reminded me of a time when I was a young kid. I was blonde. You would never thought, but I was blonde at about that time when I was little. And I thought it would just be a nice kind of memory piece. Here's where I am on this, and let me get my notes so I can see. Swinging Girl, I'm at 50.73% on this. So, just a quick, I did want to do this for her. Some things have changed in my thought, like I said, in my thought process on stitching this. I don't know about you, but for myself, you know, as life happens and we're stitching on pieces, you start to relate pieces to what's happened or is happening in your life. I have another project that I'll bring this up again. This some things have happened. It's just got me a little discouraged. It's got me a little frustrated, and I was getting angry when I was working on this. It had nothing to do with the project. It had nothing to do with the stitching. It's just personal life, and stitching should make you happy. Right now, this piece is not making me very happy. So I'm gonna put it on the back burner for a little while. And Jules, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. Nothing against you. Absolutely nothing. It's all on me. It's just how things are going right now. So, all right. This is a recent new start. Not a new start. Recent start that I did. I started with Catherine, the Needleberry Stitcher. She and I are going to be working on this together, or we started it together. It's called Moon Hair by Suzanne Geisman, and I am only at 2.66%. So Catherine's a lot farther on this, and I'll be honest, I want to do this. It's just not a priority right now. And Catherine has a bunch of projects too, so I know that it won't hurt. But let me just say, Catherine, I hope it doesn't hurt your feelings that I'm not going to work on this for a little while. So just need to focus on others. Okay, next project. This is one I will probably never hang in my house. I don't know why I got it. I thought it would be fun to kind of do a monochromatic Haid. This is by Cindy Nielsen. Mini little puppy. This cute little puppy here. And this here in this corner, that's not stitched. So that is why I put it on this fabric that I dyed myself, and Mini Puppy is at 2.66%. And I know you can't see this very well. I know you can't. It's difficult because the grays kind of blend in to the fabric. So 2.66%. That's as far as we are. I started this 3 times. And so this is the final time. I think this one is 18 count Aida. I'm stitching this on 3/1 10th stitch. And so yeah, I am in this little corner over here is where we are, and I'm gonna work my way up and over. I've seen this stitched up, and it's really cool. It's really cool, and it only has 11 colors to it. So yeah, I want to do this one as well, just not a priority. Okay, next one. I started this with another Flosstuber. She has since, well, we discussed it together. We were like, no, we don't want to work on this. And so, yeah, I don't want to now, but I also don't want to ditch the project entirely. I think she did, but I'm just going to keep it around just in case, because, you know, progress is progress. This one is Freebie Peacock Daisy. This was a free one by Hade for years on their site. That's no longer there. This is how far I have gotten. This piece is massive. It's 275,000 stitches. So it's a massive, massive piece, and I'm only at 1.61%. And you can kind of see the outlining of the first little petals up there. Right up in there, you can see that. So I'm gonna keep this around, and you know, maybe one day I am gonna, it's all kitted up, so use what you got, right? So this is weird here. Okay, next one. I'm kind of disappointed in myself for not working on this one. Yeah, and I don't know why it doesn't come up in rotation, and now I'm gonna put it on the back burner. But I do like this. I do want to finish this. This is one that many of you have seen. This is The Temperature Tree by Stitchin' Mommy, Sarah. She's on Instagram and YouTube, Flosstube, and I got this off of her Etsy site. So you stitch she gives you colors for each day of the temperature. And I'm nowhere on this. I haven't touched this year, the year of 2023. That's it, my little pineapple, my weird pineapple top, as I would call it. That's as far as I got. This is on fabric that I've dyed myself. So, yep, I will get to this eventually. I think I just need to kind of, since I had that quarter off without touching any of my full projects, once I start to kind of get back in that routine and feel comfortable with my full coverage projects, I know this will definitely, it will definitely come out again. Okay, this one I also wanted to finish this year at the beginning of the year. You're gonna hear that a lot. Oh, I wanted to, but things happen. And it's just like, oh, I say this all the time. I wish stitching was a faster hobby, but it's just not. So this is Artecy Spring's Renewal. And I love this piece. I love it. Spring's Renewal. I'm at 10.56% on it. And the reason why I kind of backed off on getting this done this year is because of the amount of confetti. This little cabin doesn't have so much, but when I was looking at the pattern and down in this, where the trees are and the foliage, that's really just going to be intense. If you can see that, sorry for that. There, that helps a little, but it's just really intense. And the way I initially started working on this, I was doing it in 2 squares by 2 squares, so four squares, trying to do that and then parking below. It was really slowing me down, really truly slowing me down. And I tried doing that on a few other projects, and I have decided I'm not going to do that anymore. Stitching should be and I've been trying to follow how others do things, you know, royal rows or the diagonal, or what are some of this one where it was 2x2. And you know what? I have decided I like cross country. I like to grab, say, 5 or 6 colors. Just say, okay, I'm gonna stitch on these colors tonight, and stitch as much as I can for those. And it makes it faster for me because I really dislike stopping and starting. Yeah, or I just like to kind of continue and go. So this one I definitely want hanging in my house, and sooner rather than later. And I love this. I just want to work on some other pieces that are more of a priority right now. Okay, next one, Karuja. This is, I got this off of Etsy. This is this unique owl bird by Sandra Kochi. I got this off of Etsy. I love the colors in it. I do not think I will ever hang this in my house. No, not sure if I will ever hang this in my house, but you know what? It looks fun. And I will be honest with you, this piece had a lot more confetti in it than I ever thought. And this project, I am at 18.3% on it. So got the eye, the eye here, the beak, but you can see there's a lot of different, you can see how I was doing it, just finding one color and going with it in this section. I initially started this project wanting to do extreme cross country. I changed my mind because I wanted to start seeing the colors, so that's where I went with that. And unfortunately, this just got put off to the side too. You know, new projects come up, or exciting new things, or life gets you distracted, and again, it'll get done eventually. And if not, that's okay too. You know, no skin off my nose. Okay, this is one I started in May, and I started it a couple of times, and I'm going to restart this one because I definitely want to have this finished as well. I just was still a little frustrated because I had to redo it so many times. This is Art to Heart, dilly-dallying and lollygagging allowed. It's nothing against the pattern or the designer. It was because of the fabric that I was using that I dyed stunk. So this is as far as I got on this. I'm going to throw, well, let me just say, I'm going to use this fabric for an embroidery on something, for something else. So this is not going to be used for this. I'm going to completely start this over, but I definitely want to keep this in my WIP pile because I want this in my craft room. I live by dilly-dallying and lollygagging. So I just love the little saying to it. It's so fun. And yeah, there we go. Sorry, I need another drink here. Okay. Next one, another Hade. This one is Mini Evergreen by Tracy Butler. This one's been around for a while, and yet I never work on her. Yep, that's what she will look like. She's a pretty lady. And if I ever do the Wall of Women, I definitely want her finished and hanging with the Wall of Women at Stitch Me Sane is doing. Mini Evergreen, she is at 44.49%. I can't tell you if I worked on this year or not, but here she is. Yeah, I do want her done, just not sure. I just have other pieces that are a priority or that I want to focus on before this one. So, and you know, almost being halfway through it, I should just pick it up and do it, but just not calling to me. So we'll put it aside, and it's not huge. It's 68,000 stitches, so not huge, but we'll get there eventually. Okay, here's another dimensions kit, and this one I'm doing a sal. This is called Scenic Farm. I bought this, a used kit off of eBay right before they published or reproduced this. And so I wish I would have gotten a new one instead of this one. But I'm doing a sal with several. It's called the Scenic Farm Sal. I really like this. You know, this is so, if you watch my videos, these are all browns and tans and whatever. That's not what I normally stitch. Not even a little bit. But here we are on this. So just kind of got the first little bits there. Yep. First little corner and the roof. So the leaves, the roof on this, and then I need to start going down into that building there. So there we are on that Scenic Farm. And I've seen this stitched up. It's really pretty. I do have to say, I'm going to, if you could see these little sheep. These sheep look weird. Mine will not have little sheep. These little weird sheep. little line of back stitching for its legs. Yeah, that's not happening. Okay. Now we are going into the projects, the rest of the projects that I'm going to be working on. All of those are going to stay out of a rotation. All of these going forward will be in my rotation. I'm not sure how I'm going to work things out. I do have several that I'm going to focus on getting complete this year, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so first one, Ottoman Tiles by the Vivsters. What's her name? Vivian Powers. I've had this in my rotation now, I think 2 years. I still want to do it, and I've finally gotten into how I want this stitched up. The oranges are being done in teals now. I will be finishing this off as a rectangle and not with these diamond shapes. And here's where we are now. So, yeah, we're finally starting to see some progress because I started this a couple of different times. What I have decided to do, because at first I was doing 1/1 20 count, that was too thin. Then I just did, what else did I do? 2/1, and I didn't, it was just too slow. Now the way I'm doing this is these big blocks of color, and this is just my way of doing things to try to make it faster. All of these big blocks of color, the blues, these pinks, these greens, you know, this is 939. Those are all being stitched 3/1 10th stitch. Then when you come into, if you can see here, these where it's just one line, because if you stitch a 10th stitch, it doesn't, if it's just one line, it doesn't make it stand out enough, is how I guess I should say it. So same with these. So if it's just a one little line, that will be 2/1 full cross. So the outlining design is 2/1 full cross, and all of the big blocks of color is being done 3/1 pin stitch. And honestly, you can't tell, but that's okay. My project, my rules. That's all I'll say to that. So yeah, and I'm finally starting to enjoy this, and I pull this out usually when I'm not feeling well, or say I have a headache and I don't want to look at the computer or pattern keeper. Yeah, that's usually when I try to pull this out. Just want some easy stitching to start. Okay, so this is the stuff I stitched for hands-on design for that class I went to last month. And I have to tell you, if you ever have the opportunity to do a class with Kathy from Hands-On Design, do it. Man, she's a great teacher and she's super sweet. Yeah, I highly recommend her class. And Mr. Hands-On Design, he was super sweet too. He was a sweet little helper. So here is what the finish is supposed to, my stitching is all done on this. What I have to do on it is the finishing. So this is what it was that we all stitched. It was called Folk Art Fall. So this is 2 pieces, which I'll show you. This is a needle book. This is a little box that we've made, and then this was a little pin cushion. So let me start with the pin cushion here. So it's with hexes, and I just had recently made one of these, so it was kind of fun that we were doing it again. So here's the 2 stitched pieces that we had, and then she gave us the fabric to make this into a pin cushion. And let's see, try to get this all up here. So I need to hand stitch all these together, and then add this to the end. And she's given us the stuffing to make this a pin cushion. And then did we also, was it? No, it wasn't on this one. So this was the little pin cushion. I just got too busy talking. That's my problem. I was too busy talking, and so I didn't get to finish. Not everybody finished. So let me just put this off to the side because I don't want to put this in my pile. The other thing here was a needle book. So it went like this. I need to stitch the felt into this, and she's put, I've got a pair of scissors right here. Actually this was 5 pieces. So this here, this was another piece that we stitched on. This was 18 count perforated paper. So this little sun thing, that was another piece of perforated paper that we had separate, and while we were in the class we hand stitched it to this, so you can kind of see that's my back, messy back, and we've got a magnet in there, so that needle book is magnetized. And then on the back she had us is another piece, and it says made entirely by my hand, and you were supposed to put your initials here. And this is kind of a funny story. Kathy was helping, I ran off to go get some water or something, and Kathy was helping a lady that I was sitting by, and I had it sitting, this piece sitting here, And like I said, you were supposed to put your initials. And she's like, and I'm like, yeah, I didn't follow the rules. She's like, well, okay, well, it looks fine. And I said, it's because I hate my initials. My initials are Irk. Well, I don't, made entirely by Irk. Hey, so we got a cute little laugh out of that. So here is this little needle book. And then this last thing is that we stitched is this, and it's a little box with the little feet on the bottom. And I want to stitch this again. I want to stitch this again in different colors. I just love this, and this fabric is so pretty. Really pretty. So, and there is a magnet. She had us put a magnet somewhere in there. Mine's off to the side so that, you know, we can carry our stuff and keep things in here in this little box, you know, put your threads or whatever. I don't want to use it that way. I want to display this. I think this is pretty. So, and, oh, Kathy was so sweet because, I'm like, can I take a picture with you? So she's like, sure. So here's a picture of Kathy and I together. So that I really enjoyed it. And if she ever comes back to Denver, or if I ever go out to a place where she gives her class, definitely taking that class again. Definitely. So I have that in my WIP pile because I want to finish those. I really want to have those finished, especially for fall. Okay, going back into my WIP parade, which I guess I could, they're technically not WIPs because the stitching is done, but I'm counting them as WIPs. All right, this next project, I restarted this. This is Love Letters Chocolate Shop, Amy Stewart. You're going to see a theme. I like Amy Stewart and Sarah Marchetti. They're some of my favorite Hay designers. So this is what this project will look like. There's a lot of people stitching this. I am up in this top corner. I initially started this on 25 count Ada and I could not see it. I have a large magnifier, tried to use it. Yeah, and this thing is massive, 375,000 stitches. So this is going to be a long-term piece. I'm not getting any younger. My eyes aren't getting any younger, so I switched it out. So I think I just said I'm up here. I have been seeing others stitch this. There's one, I think she's on Instagram, one who started it down here. So to see these little pigeons. And then I recently saw somebody else doing this and they started in the top right. And I didn't recognize it because I never noticed those like hanging decorated lights. So that's been fun to see different people do it. And mine, this is pathetic. I'm at 0.41%. That's it. So I definitely want to start getting more progress on this. So I really like it. It's gonna be fun to have this done. And yeah, it's just gonna be a long-term project. Here's another long-term project that I love. This one I absolutely love. This is Ye Old Craft Room by Sarah Marchetti, and it hasn't changed any since the last time I showed this. So this is just a cool craft room with all that stuff in there. Could Could you imagine going into somebody's craft room that actually look like that and looking through the drawers and all their projects that they have? So this one I am at 1.61%. So the last time I worked on this, I wanted to just get to one object within the pattern, and here you can really kind of see the wallpaper or the decorations in the wall here, but this is just a little bird, and I'm hoping that next time I get that bird complete, because he's looking a little weird right now. He's looking a little weird. So the old craft room, yeah, another one that's like 300,000 stitches. So another doozy. So, all right, I pulled this one out just the other night because I'm like, I haven't stitched on this. And when I went back to look at the last time I stitched on it, this was my new year, new start. So I was like, what is wrong with me? Why haven't I stitched this? I was really disappointed in myself. So this is Beautiful Simplicity by Stitching Moon, Megan. She took this picture where she lives in Norway, which, could you imagine living in a place like that? Which I do live in Colorado, and we do have areas like that. I'm just in the city and not. I should say I live in the foothills. So just as you're going into the mountains outside of Denver is where I live. So I live in the foothills, but we don't have those mountains. I would say an hour and a half from where I live. But here is where we are on this. And I just barely got to, I'm at 1.03%. So when I pulled this out, I was like not even 0.5% done. And I'm like, I really want to, this is another one that I love this. And I would be proud to have this hanging in my house. But I have to stitch it so that I can hang it in my house. So I need to quit getting distracted by all this other fun stuff so I can do that. Dagnabbit. Okay. These next ones, they are my oldest WIPs. Let's pull out the old one. So this is one I just need to spend one afternoon and finish this. This is from like 1990. Also dimensions. This is a stamped, the old-fashioned stamped cross stitch. It's called Farmer Rabbit's Family. And look at all the coffee stains on here and the big hole in this. I was stitching this when I was pregnant with my daughter. And all I have left on this, I just need one afternoon. I need to mentally prepare to do this one afternoon. So you see this little red heart right there? I need to do that little red heart on the other 3 corners of this. And then this little boy bunny here, he's got the stems in there. He just needs the little daisy added. And then over here for the little mama along the bottom of her skirt. And I don't know, I'm gonna have to rip this out. I just need to stitch. There we go. Okay, on the bottom of her. So right in here, I need to stitch. See these little, they're like leaves, I guess you would say. That's it. 3 hearts, a lazy daisy, and some leaves. That's it. And then, will I hang this? No, because this is really dated. This is what my daughter's nursery looked like. And if I was to ever have a grandbaby, which I seriously don't think I will be, I will give this to them. And if not, I'm just gonna put it in a little box, say it's done, and call it a day. I just wanna, old stuff, move out. Get this, move it out so I can bring in some new stuff and focus on some of my bigger projects. Okay, another another older kit that I've had in my stash for over 30 years is this JP & Coats, The Pleasures of Spring. I just recently pulled this back out. I found it in the bottom of a box of fabric. And I just worked on this one day recently. I think I had stopped working on this because I thought I made a mistake, and so when I picked it back up, I thought I would just work on the back stitch to kind of see if I found that mistake, and I couldn't. So I'm just gonna move on with this. I really like this. It's really pretty, very delicate, kind of a classic. I wouldn't say it's dated like that bunny one, but yeah, I do like this. And I would like to have this done. So all the different spring flowers in it. So, all right, there's that. Another recent start. This is a sal that I am doing with Lydia's Leisurely Stitching. The sal is for any project from 2x2 Stitch Art, which is on Etsy, and we are supposed to be doing this on the 22nd of each month. I have been falling behind. Last month I was doing that hands-on design class that day, and we had something going on in the evening, so I didn't get to stitch it. This is the one I am doing. It's called Sampler 85. This is the actual pattern, so I'm not gonna put it too much closer because I don't think you can, I can't see it when it's, because it's pretty darn tiny, because this is 260, is that 60? Yeah, okay, it's close to 280. 280 by 280. So here's where that is. And I've really been enjoying this too. And here's where I am on this. I really like this. I think what I'm going to have my goal be is each time I work on it is to actually finish a section. So right now I don't have any sections complete. I'm almost done with this one. So you see I'm probably right about here. I just have to finish that little loop, and then I want to finish that, and then each time I bring it out, finish. I don't even know what you would call that, a section. It's not a motif. So that's the plan with this. Well, this is, and I've never done this before, so this is just plain 18 count Aida, and I think that'll be nice when it's done. But yeah, I definitely want to, I've been slacking on the sals that I've been a part of, and I want to apologize on that because things have just life throws you curveballs sometimes, and you just don't know how to, you just grab those balls and you run with it the best you can, and that's kind of the way this last year has been. So still got some of those balls being thrown at us right now, but we'll get through it. Okay, this is another project that I really like. I don't think I have worked on it this year. Red is Ravishing. Another Artecy by Peggy Davis. I love this. I love this. If you know me, I love poppies. I've had a couple different pieces done in poppies. These colors, whimsy, yeah. So I'm at 8.28%. Here's where I am on this. And this piece also was a lot more confetti heavy than I thought. Another thing with this is, you know, I tried to not grid with my sulky sliver. I hate to tell y'all, but I'm going back to it. So, a lot of people complain it takes forever, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it does take time, but you know what? It helps me stitch faster. So, you know, it might take me time up front, but in the long run, and to each their own. If you want to grid, fine. If you don't, that's okay too. But yeah, this was a lot more confetti than I would have ever thought. Because look at some of those. I thought they were just blocks of coloring and we just kind of move on. Oh no, not at all. And with this piece, man, I've just cut the dropsies today. I want to say a personal message to Hallie on Stitching Big Things with Hallie. She had reached out because she wanted to stitch this with me, or just, hey, whenever you pull this out, let me know. And I told her that we would do it, I think it was in May, and then I dropped the ball. And so Hallie, I apologize. That was on me. Some things happened and then I totally went off on my mini May. So please message me on Instagram as to when you want to do this, and I will follow your lead on when you want to stitch this, because I would love to do this with you. And if you haven't watched Stitching Big Things with Hallie, please do so. She's got beautiful projects. Yeah, and I think she posts every other week, and it's a Friday. So hey, Hallie, I hope you're recording today so we can watch you later tonight. All right, moving on. Another project that I've gotten no progress in, and I'm really disappointed in myself for not having more done on this. This is another project I am working on with Yantina from Yantina Stitches and Jemima, the Rocking Stitcher. We are doing this piece together. It's called Quick Stitch Sleep Time. Another Ciro Marchetti. This is a snippet of a larger project, and it's just focusing in on these cute little sleeping guys here. The hound, the cat, and the fox. I think that's it. Yeah, those guys. But these colors, man, they're just awesome. And what's fun is we have zoomed and stitched on this. So I'm in the US, they're in the Netherlands, and to get us to meet up to stitch, it's, you know, there's a big time difference, but we make it do. And girls, we need to do it again. So here's where I am on this. I am at 9.37%. So just the top of the dog's head. Here's the rocking chair. Here's the arm to the rocking chair, and that's it. Mine might look different than theirs because they ended up to get a max color, I think, on theirs, and I didn't know that that was a thing, and I just picked the regular. So this is definitely one I would like to see done, because those little guys are so cute, and I love the colors in this. I really like the colors in this. So All right, moving on. Another Sal that I've fallen behind on. This is Flea Market Flowers by Lori Holt. Bee in my bonnet. So you've seen several people stitch this. It was pretty common last year. I think it came out last year. Did it? I don't know. But anyway, this is fun. So here's where I am on mine. So it was supposed to be like this. I started it to stitch like this, and then the second time I put it in my Q-snap, I put it sideways, the wrong way, and I started stitching below here. And so thankfully I have enough room because I have this next little giant pink flower. It's going to fit on this fabric, thank goodness. So the hashtag on this is back to the flea market Sal. I'm stitching this with blushing pink stitches and a few others. So if you haven't started this, hey, go right ahead, hop on in. And I screwed up here. I think I'm just gonna rip that out once I get actually down there. But I decided to work up and then over, and then I'm gonna go around. So I'm here, and then I'm gonna start here and then work my way around clockwise on this. So that's another fun one that skip. Okay, another Sal. This one I am a failure to lead. Let's just say that. This is another Dimensions Gold kit, the Finery of Nature. I started this with several who have joined in. The hashtag is hashtag Finery of Nature Sal. I started this because I really wanted to get going on some projects with black fabric. And this hasn't changed since the last time you've seen this either. So here's where this is. And actually I'm thinking, because we stitch this on, or we're supposed to stitch this on the 1st of every month. The first, I think, was that on a Tuesday. Was that Tuesday? The first was earlier this week. And I couldn't do it. So I'm thinking I'm gonna keep this one out and stitch on it some this weekend so that I get back to it. And I am going to get back into my Sals. I joined these because I wanted to see progress on them and encourage others. And yeah, let's encourage each other to work on these projects. Okay, this project, if all else fails, I will finish this one last full coverage project this year. This is the one I will have done this year. This is a kit by Elisa, and the name of the kit is Tulips. And since this is a paper pattern, I don't have stats. I did kind of run stats on it maybe a month or so ago, and then I was at 60%. So I'll just kind of show you where I worked the last time on this. So when I worked on this just the other night, I was up actually in here with this leaf and all of this, because all of this up here is blocks of just here of simple blocked coloring. And so I want to save that for if I have to go out and about, or I need some mindless stitching, but I want to get the stuff I have to think about done first. So I'm going to continue to work, because again, this is a paper pattern. I'm going to continue to work my way down and go that route. But yeah, so last time I calculated it was 60% done. So I don't know what it is now, but yeah, this is another one I want framed on my wall next year. Definitely. And as soon as I finish this, I will be starting another one. It's Peonies by Elisa. I haven't showed that to you. I have the kit. I just want, I definitely want to have a companion piece that's to this. And actually, I like the peony piece better than this one. But since I started this one, I wanted to finish it before I move on to the next. So, okay. Another one that I would like to finish this year. We'll see. This is also a Heaven and Earth Designs. Artwork is by Leonid Afromov. This picture you can't really see what's going on in this picture. So I decided to crop this. Let me insert a picture here of what the final picture should look like. So you can see that it's halfway through almost 2 street lights and then the second bench. So here it is here. So it's right about here, just about halfway. So, and I marked my needle minder, trying to prepare for this for you guys. Based off of what I have in Pattern Keeper and what I've marked on the right side that I'm not going to stitch, it's saying that I'm 54% done, which, you know, obviously that's not a true calculation, but so here where my needle minder is, that's about where I'm going to stop. And then I still have all of this down here left to do. So yeah, these colors are really pretty. They'll totally match what I have in my living room. I'm gonna take out some of my old pictures. That's what once I hung up Birds in Bloom, I'm like, I'm sick of these other pictures here in my house. So I gotta finish these so I can display my stitching up there. So, yep. So 50, what did I say on this one? I'm at 53.17%. So there's that. So tulips I want to finish. This one I want to finish. Hopefully. And here's another one that I want to finish. You haven't seen this one from me. I think I shared it. It was a recent purchase. This is Folk Flowers by Satsuma Street. So this long band here. And I have a specific spot that I want to hang this. I'm cropping this little motif here. I'm gonna crop that, and I'm starting with this like pink little tulip, and we'll work my way down. So I have started, I got pretty good progress for just a few nights. This is on what is it called? Charcoal or chalk Ada. It's 14 count. So this is really simple stitching, really simple. And this chalk Ada is a lot easier than black Ada. After I've finished this, I'm looking at this pink and I don't particularly care for that pink, and it's not gonna match what I have in my upstairs. So I didn't pull out the colors for this, but I want to use some of these. They're kind of an orangey red, if you can see that, like these orangey reds. I want to replace that pink with these, so I think it will stand out a little better than, you know, just kind of a small change to it. So there's that. So 3 finishes, 3 more finishes that I want to have, or the 3rd finish, I should say, that I want to have done this year. And the last final finish that I want to have done this year, and the reason why is because it's been in my WIP pile forever. I'm done working. I will finish this in no time. I think I've only shared this one time before. This is a Design Works. It's a needlepoint kit. This is what it will look like, watercolor piece. And I like stitching these needlework pieces, needlepoint pieces when we go on long road trips, because it's just very easy stitching on bouncy highways. I-80 is a terrible highway. If any of you have ever gone on it, it's like got concrete and then chunks in it. So you're constantly, when you're going along, so these are easy to stitch. So I really only have just this last little bit of white down in here, and then I ran out of this green, and then I have some of the green here to do as well. And that's it. Is that it? Because I'm sorry, it's really, really wrinkled. So this will be finished. I reached out to Design Works last week and asked if I could get some more of this green and a little bit more white of this yarn, and they said it was on its way. So I should be getting this any day now, and I'm just gonna knock this out and finish it. You know, kind of going back to that Swinging Girl piece, you know, there was a lot of just emotions in that project. This piece I was working on when my husband and I, during COVID, were going back and forth to Iowa. So you can see this green, it's not done. Can you, right in here. We were going back and forth to Iowa when his brother had stage 4 lung cancer. And I didn't want to finish this because of the way he ended up passing, and I will keep that private. But he's been gone 2 years now. And I didn't want to finish this because I was like, that was just the end of his life. As suddenly as it happened, that would, boom, this be the end of this project. Well, 2 years have passed. I'm feeling better about the situation. I'm okay. Let's finish this and move on. So hopefully the next time I get on Flosstube, that one will be done. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. You know, will I make it a pillow? Will I keep it down here in my craft room? I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, last little bit here. I just told you I want to focus on all these big projects. Let's get these big projects done, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, okay, let's start these big projects, but guess what? I still want to start some more. Remember that commercial? But wait, there's more. Yep, sure enough, there's more. So I have 4 projects that I'm going to be starting fairly soon. One of them being tonight. I am starting this tonight with Sweet Beth the Steadfast Stitcher. And this is to promote her Flosstube, and she also has a Facebook group. What is the name of that Facebook group? I will link it down below. She does a weekly stitching Zoom meetup. So if any of you ever are looking for friends or people to Zoom with, there's a group of them out there. So yeah. But Beth and I are going to start this tomorrow. Heart in Hand, Honey of a Tiny Town. And I love this little pattern. I got this a couple months back, and I'm so excited to work on this because I do want to finish it like this little drum. It would be my first drum. And I have another one of these tiny towns. I don't remember the name of it, but they're pretty popular right now. And yeah, just even look at that, the little house with the sunflowers, just stitching something like that. Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I just really like this. So guess what? It's all kitted up. It's all ready to go, Beth. So I'm starting this tomorrow. My husband is going to be gone. He's going to a tractor pull. I have the house to myself. Woohoo! So I'm gonna start that. Okay, the next thing, project I want to start soon. This is also a Heaven and Earth Designs. This is by Kate Powell, Mini Butterfly Effect. It's all kitted up except for the fabric. That's what's holding me up on starting this. I thought I wanted to dye my own fabric, but the way my life has been so busy lately, I haven't had a chance to dye it. And so I'm thinking of just purchasing a piece from someone. I'm debating on it being some like dark maroons, pinks and maroons, kind of a mottled. Or the other thing I'm thinking of is kind of a ombre fabric to this. So I just need to make up my mind, or actually stitch or dye my own fabric, and then I will get started on this. But she's really pretty. She's really pretty. So that's another one I will be starting. And the last full coverage piece that I plan on starting is by Contemporary Cross. And if you've watched me, you know which one this is, because it's my favorite one from Contemporary Cross, and it has birds in it. Full Moon Mini, and the artist is Andrea Laverly. I love this. Oh, I love this. And I have seen several now who have started this. I saw somebody yesterday on Instagram. So she's like right up here and just getting into the red. Debbie from Creatively Yours has started this recently. And I know Yantina from Yantina Stitches has this as a WIP as well. So really looking forward to getting this started. It's all ready to go. I just need the time to start it. And this last one, we are going, I was just telling you on my last needlepoint, or the only needlepoint, that when we do road trips, I like big pieces like that, so they're easy to go on the highway with. So, and I'm not going to share this, but I recently got a huge haul, huge box. God, I'm dropping everything. So my husband's like, there's a giant box on the front step. Did you order anything? I'm like, no, I don't. Yeah, I didn't remember hitting hit by now. So I got a box of kits. They're all kits. Yeah. So I'm not gonna go into that today because this is long enough, this video. I've been wanting to do a stamped, one of those newer stamped cross stitches that are from a legitimate company. I do have one that I bought a while ago. I want to kind of figure out the background on that because I don't like it, and I haven't done that yet. This came in and I'm like, oh yeah. This is a no count cross stitch by Needle Art World. Poppies. Can you see that? Look at those poppies. Isn't that pretty? It's not full coverage. So let me show you here. This thing is huge. This thing is huge. Look at this. So all I have to do is stitch these poppies and the stems, and I don't even know what count this is. It doesn't. It's a 3 out of 5. Oh, it's 11 count. There we go. 11 count Ada. And so I think this is gonna be fun for a bumpy road trip. We're gonna try this. So I hope it turns out nice. And I did read the instructions because a lot of these stamped kits, you know, when you wash it, the color washes out, but it says it's only gonna wash out this. It's not. And isn't that kind of pretty how, let me put this up here. Whoops, sorry. It's got like an ombre green to it. So it's not just black, if you can see that. See, in that, the bottom of those stems, see the green in that? It's kind of pretty. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. So we're going to be going on a road trip, go back to see my husband's family. That's in the end of this month. So this might be good. I'm taking another little project that is not cross stitch related. And because I need to primarily work on that because there are a bunch of gifts. And then I will take this with us. So that is my WIP parade. Let's see. Life update. Super fast. Work is getting better. I have been doing the work for 3. We just hired somebody to help me out, and then the other one who is kind of doing some of her work is feeling better. So I'm hoping to get my life back a little on that. We had a situation recently where a friend needed some assistance, so we have someone staying with us right now, and we don't know for how long until she gets some housing. And let me just say, I hope it's soon. I keep telling my husband, I like it just the 2 of us. It's nice and quiet, just the 2 of us. So having somebody in your home kind of interrupts the dynamics of how things go. But she's in dire need of help, so we're just kind of taking that on, and we'll go from there. So thank you for joining me for my Flosstube anniversary number 2. Hope you enjoyed this WIP parade. This is a lot of projects. Yeah, so as of right now, I have 26 WIPs. That is more than I ever wanted. And I'm planning on starting 4 more. So hopefully I can get out those small little ones, knock out 2, add more, you know. let's get the ball rolling with this, and really try to focus on getting some good progress in for the rest of the year. So thank you for joining me. I appreciate all the likes and the subscribes and your comments. I haven't done this before, but if you like this, like what I'm stitching, please hit like and subscribe. Yeah, I'm just like right at the hurdle of 1,400, and then it goes down like 5, and then I'm right there again, and then it goes. So I'm hoping that this kind of gives me that little oomph to push past that little milestone, so to speak. So, all right, thanks all. Hope you have a great day, and we shall chat soon. Bye. Take care.